Hello everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video. As you guys saw by the title, we will be finally playing with the Natasha Denona Hyper Natural Face Palette. No makeup, eye and cheek essentials. I thought this was just the cutest thing I ever did see. And so I wanted to try it. I bought it like when it released, but obviously I film on the weekend, so I had to wait to film with it. But I wanted to test it out for my medium skin tone girlies, light medium tan skin tone girlies. I don't know, whatever you want to call me. You know, I just feel like there's so much, and it's not anyone's fault, you know what I mean? I just feel like there are just so many lighter skin toned YouTubers, and Natasha Denona decided to come out with one shade of this palette, so I thought it would be fun to kind of try it on a little bit of a darker skin tone, not darker, sorry, a little bit more medium skin tone, just so we can test it out, because I honestly looked at it and I said, I don't even know if that's gonna work for me, let alone someone darker than me. So we're gonna give it a test. I'm super excited. First, if you guys like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. Without further ado, let's just get started. There's a few things I wanted to share with you before we like apply it, because I obviously have to do I have to do my full face before we use the palette. These clips never want to cooperate. Okay, so this palette is, again, comes in just the one color story, but if you've seen it, there are like multiple shades, and I'll show it too, so it kind of makes sense. I don't know. I still will say it time and time again, if something is like aiming for the face, like a face product, a complexion product, you know, or like just a bronzer, blush, highlight, whatever. Sorry, I meant like a face palette, but mostly. I feel like there should be at least two different releases, like two different color stories, two different palettes, I should say. So like, I feel like there should always be like you could do a lighter one, even if it's light to medium, or it has a bunch of different shades in it like this. I feel like there should just be one that's tan to deep, because there's no way that this face palette's gonna work for everyone, and it bothers me because I'm like, I know so many people love Natasha Denona, and I'm like, I don't even know if it's gonna work for me. It costs $62, and so I'm like, $62, like to not know was a little bit like, I don't know, but I wanted to try it for you guys, and I wanted to try it for myself, honestly, just to see, like, is Natasha Denona something I am proud to be repping on my channel, you know what I mean? Like, I have one of her palettes, which I have two of her palettes, which I'll talk about, a midi and a mini, and I love those products, but like, if she's gonna not come out with stuff for all my girls, then I don't want it. I don't want that negativity in my life. So anyway, we're gonna try it. This is the little guy here. I think this palette is actually super, super cute. I definitely thought that it would be the same size as the eyeshadow palette. It is a little bit smaller, so it was like, I'm like, for a face and eye palette, like, you would think it would be this big, just because you gotta get like face palette brushes in here. You have to get face brushes in here basically, and so I'm like, this is a little small, but it's not so bad. So here's the thing here. Again, I'm just gonna compare it so you guys can see relatively it is small. Like, it is a small palette, and then if you have like the mini palettes, the eyeshadows are a little bit bigger, just so you guys are like can compare the two. This was like my current favorite palette, so I thought it was interesting to see, like, there's not very many similarities, but I was very excited about these shimmers because of these shimmers. So I was very excited about this palette. I was just like, is it gonna actually match me? So if you guys notice, there are three different, like, you know, bronzer colors. So if you're deep tan, more tanner, you can use this one. I just don't know how dark it will be able to go, you know what I'm saying? Like, again, I would have to stay right over here for my skin tone, and you know, I'm not that deep, you know. But then these blushes, I feel like these blushes, at least this one, will work for an array of skin tones, you know, light, medium, tan even, and I'm sure some deeper complexions could use these. I'm not gonna say all of them though. So again, like, if they could have just done this same palette with two like different bronzers, blushes, whatever, that would have been great. Like, what's the harm in that? Like, why not, you know? But then we have the eyeshadows, which I think looks stunning. I was very excited about these two shades, honestly. This shade Everyday and then the shade Dreamy. We can actually go ahead and swatch them. So this is the shade Everyday. Oh my gosh, they feel so smooth. This is the shade Dreamy. I'm wearing that one today. We got the shade Statement. We got the shade Soft. And then I'll just use my thumb, the shade Casual. Wow. So this one's definitely the most like sparkly. Yeah, that one looks like more of like a pressed glitter in a way. You can see like it looks looser, I should say. The rest of them look like straight shimmers, like very beautiful and like blinding, but this one just looks like wet and like delicious. Like you want to lick it, but they all look so stunning. I do wish, like, why do we need those two shades and the one on my thumb? You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's 3 deep shades, like 3 darker shades. It's just so confusing. It's so confusing. Like the eyeshadows are too dark, but the face palettes are not dark enough. The face shades are not dark enough. I don't know. It was just weird, but obviously I bought it, so I can only say so much about how, I can only say so much negative because I bought it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm so excited about these shades. They feel really, really good. Is $62 a lot of dollars? Of course it is. That's everything from Natasha Denona. I don't, even if this palette was perfect and they had a color story for every single person, you know, would I say like run out and buy it? Not unless you really, really want it. You know what I mean? Natasha Denona has great, amazing quality stuff. I've tried their blushes. I've tried her highlights. I've tried her bronzers. I've tried like her bronzer and a face palette. Like I've tried the eyeshadows. I've tried a lot from her. I've tried everything from her previously that's in this palette, and I do have to say it's really good. It's good, but I'm like, is it worth $62? I don't know if anything's ever like completely worth it unless you know you're gonna do it. This one I do have to say might be better off than the like Glam Face and Eye palettes, because the Glam Face and Eye palettes are blushes and highlighters, although those look so super freaking good too, which they do have a dark one and a light one, which is actually nice. So maybe she'll come out with a darker version of this one if it goes well. The dark version of that Face and Eye palette looks delicious. So I don't know, it just depends on what kind of person you are. It depends on who you are and what you like, you know? I'm gonna go do obviously most of my face, and then I'll be back to do the Natasha Denona stuff with you. Alright, so I do have to say too, actually the color matches pretty good. But my Kylie Cosmetics Power Plush Longwear Foundation, I have this shade. It's a little bit dark for me, I should say, normally. But honestly it looks really good. So maybe I just always wear a foundation that's too light. I don't know, but anyway, I feel like I look more medium skin tone now, so I feel like we could get a better look-sees at like what we're working with here. Again, I just didn't put on any creams or anything like that because I just wanted to really wanted to see these colors on my skin tone. So let me see which one is better for which. I think this is a better bronzer brush here. I just got like smaller ones because again, like I don't know. I guess this is kind of I don't know. I use a bronzer brush like I might use, could range from like either of these, which they would fit. Okay, you can't see that. They would fit, but like I want to, again, like I just want to see. I need to get in the nitty gritty of this. I'm going to take off the mirror just for, oh, I'm so sorry you guys didn't see that. Just because. Ooh, nice pigmentation off the bat. Wow. I'm not even going to tap it off or anything. We're just going to apply. Off the bat, first of all, the formula is just incredible. It looks so smooth. It is a matte finish, but it just looks so smooth. My skin is honestly, this combo I'm wearing, we're gonna go over it Friday. It is just incredible. And so it's a perfect base to really text some good stuff. You know what I mean? Like, to really test some good stuff. I don't know if I said text or what. Anyway, like it's a really good base. So, but this bronzer's honestly looking really nice. I just have to say, like, again, it's not deep enough. I like a little bit more of a little bit darker bronzer. This is one that's like more of a topper if you've already gone in with creams. I feel like on my skin tone, this is one that if I was already going with creams and stuff like that and I just wanted to like set it with powder, set it in place, just to add a little bit more bronze, I would go in with this. But you can see it's not very like, it's not overly pigmented. It is a nice color and it does show up on my skin tone, so don't get me wrong. I feel like though any deeper and it's gonna look like your skin tone, you know what I mean? And I was like, even my summer color wouldn't work for this. And again, I'm not the deepest of the deep, so just keep that in mind when you're looking at it. I know it's one of those things that it's like, again, it's one of those things that's like bound to go viral because it's Natasha Denona and it's super cute. Like, it's one of those things. And so it's like, do we really, like, we got to get into the nitty gritty. Like, what is about this? What is it? What is this? And do we love it? And so I'm just trying to be as honest as possible, as transparent as possible. Like, it's not going to work for everyone. It's just not. And that's sad. Blush. Let's go with the blush. I'm very excited about this blush. I feel like these blushes were definitely giving spring. So I said, oh yeah, let's give spring. So we're just going to dip into this one. And it has really nice pigmentation off the bat. I will tap that one off. Okay, maybe I won't tap it off. Gonna go with a third layer here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so it's buildable, and whoa, now it looks like whoosh, a lot. Okay, that's good. You really gotta just build it up, which is perfectly fine. I'm literally, before I was trying to like mix it a little bit, but like no, I'm literally just dipping in this side now and going in like that because I really don't need any of the lighter colors. So it definitely gets up there in pigmentation. This is definitely something that's going to show up on like my summer color when I get a little bit deeper. This is one that too, like, the formula is nice, but I feel like this is what you know how people say matte but not flat? Like, that was an old thing, but you know how people used to say that? I feel like this is one that's matte and flat. Like, it doesn't add very much to your skin. It doesn't make it look like alive or anything like that. I feel like it's definitely like a matte, like, ugh. So I'm gonna add some setting spray, obviously, which like I always do, just to kind of give a little bit of a pick-me-up. But like, honestly, the color is stunning and the formula is nice. It is nice. Again, it is super matte, but very pretty. And so like no real complaints besides everything I've said already. Like, obviously it's not gonna work for everyone, but this one honestly does get a little bit more, shows up a little bit more than like the bronzer. So I'd say that this color, the blush, would work for a little bit more skin tones. And that also was what sold me when I was looking at it. I was like, dang, I'm not gonna be able to use that. But then I saw this blush and I was like, wait, that blush might work for me. And so then I was like, okay, we'll just try it, get it, and even if it doesn't work for me, then everyone can see it on camera. Everyone can agree that that's not okay. Because all I wanted to do was buy some Natasha Denona and I didn't know if it was gonna work. Let's go with these eyeshadows because I really just want to put the shade Dreamy all over my lid. That's nice too. What I thought about these two is that obviously like this can just go in my eyeshadow drawer if I don't want to necessarily use the face palettes all the time, the face products all the time, because I can use these as eyeshadow shades. But I think I'm going to just start off by taking the shade Dreamy and putting that all over my lid because that's really, I just want to bathe in this color. And I was like, I'm going to wear this palette just for the shade every day. Look at it. Oh my gosh. So wet. So juicy. I hope, like, you know how they do the gifts with purchases, that like $25 gift with purchases at Sephora? I hope that they do this shade. For those of you who don't want this palette but want this color, that would be perfect. It is such a pretty color. Oh my gosh. Like, literally stunning. Literally stunning. Okay, I just want to take a little bit of a blending brush. I am going to go in with this middle shade right here. And kind of just blend that in the crease a little bit. I don't want to go too much. I just want to add a little bit of color because it is so sheer that it, like, I don't want it to wash out my eyes, but I want it to add a little bit of something, you see? And then I'm going to take that same color and put it on the lower lash line as well. I do have to say this blush finish is not my favorite. I'm just gonna be, again, 100 with you guys. So I've been wearing this ColourPop Alice blush from, it's a pressed powder blush in the shade Silence. I've been freaking obsessed. It's kind of similar color, but I've been wearing this all the time, and honestly, this one looks better on my skin than this Natasha Denona one. This Natasha Denona one is kind of enhancing some of that texture just a little bit, and so I'm like, obviously you had to build it up a lot to get it to show up, so I'm like, if I put less, it might not show up. But like if you put too much, it's gonna look super, super dry. So I'm like, I'm torn. But I just have to say, it's not my favorite blush finish. I love the bronzer finish though, because that is so soft. So I'm like, what's the difference here? Although on the camera it looks fine. And again, I didn't use setting spray yet, so that could be it. I like want to use the rest of the shades, but I'm obsessed with this look right now, so I really don't want to. You're gonna have to just come back for my channel for me to play with this some more, because I will be playing with this some more, because we're gonna get our money's use out of this. Anyway, let me set with some setting spray. I'm fighting with myself. I just don't know if I should put this color Dreamy all over. I know that there's gonna be like glitter all over my face, but I might just add a little bit of, it just looks so juicy. This is definitely not a everyday color to wear all over your face. Just gonna go with this. This is definitely like a festival kind of color, but like, oh my gosh. Honestly, the whole palette is worth it for this shade. I swear, look at how, oh my gosh. You can see, obviously, it's more glittery, but it like makes me look and feel like a fairy, and I love it. So juicy. Let's add a little bit on the, what is this called? I don't know. So stunning. I'm obsessed. Oh my gosh. Like literally it's making me so excited, because that is such a gorgeous, what the heck? A gorgeous color. Oh my gosh. I need to go with some mascara. I literally just decluttered all my mascaras. Well, just decluttered the ones I wasn't using. And then because I was using the same ones over and over again, but now all the ones that I was using over and over again are like dry. And so I'm like, oh great. So now I gotta go mascara shopping. I did just go with the Give Can't Stop Bold Stuff one, which I think looks really nice. And then I did add some eyeliner as well, which I think really pulled it all together. I don't know, in my opinion. You have one more thing to use, and that is the Charlotte Tilbury KISSING Falling from the Lipstick Tree. Wow, that is so funny. Lipstick. I got it as a little mini guy with a free gift with purchase. You guys know those are my favorite. And so I wanted this little guy because I thought it looked so gorgeous. It does. So this is my Pillow Talk 2 medium. And then this is the new one, so you can see the difference there. And there was a different shade, the red one, and I went back and forth, but I was like, okay, let's go with this one because I feel like it would look so pretty with like the spring and just this vibe. And I think, oh yeah, that'll look so pretty. So we're gonna go with that one. No, literally, this is perfect. It smells so good. This is just such a spring look, and I'm here for it. I definitely went in with a lot of that Rare Beauty setting spray. So I used the Glow, what is always an optimist 4-in-1 mist. I love the setting spray so much, I truly do, but you can see it definitely made my skin super, super glowy, which I'm not mad about because my blush needed a little bit of a pick me up. And honestly, it looks all so good together. Oh my gosh. This is a good one too. Again, like I'm going more traveling in the summer, so it depends on how quickly I get tan because this is a great palette to like kind of just take it as a one and done palette, because you have your bronzer, your blush, and then some eyeshadows, which is super fun, and then some super fun like highlighters if you want to go there. And so it definitely is a fun time. But I do have to say, obviously, it's not the deepest of the deep. So for me, it's not going to work all year long, or even, you know, for too many months. It's going to work probably for like fall, winter, and even then I was looking at a video from October and I was still pretty tan because I had went on vacation in September again. So like it just depends. If I'm super tan, this one won't work obviously, but like if I'm a little bit lighter, it honestly works really nicely. The blush is something that will work, I feel like, for a lot of skin tones. So don't get me wrong, you can make it work, I'm sure. Again, the eyeshadows are gonna work for like mostly everyone because there are so many different colors, but the bronzers is what is giving me pause, because I think for anyone deeper than me, the bronzer is not gonna work. Like, let's just get real. But the blush will work on, I feel like, a bunch of different skin tones. So again, it just depends on your preferences. Like, what is a non-negotiable for you? If you're like, well, you know what, I can use the bronzers as eyeshadows, then obviously 110% go for it. The quality is incredible. Like, you cannot deny that. I do have to say the blush was a little bit of a flat matte vibe, but once I hit it with some setting spray, it looks really good. So you know, it just again depends on your preferences. If you like a more glowy blush, this is obviously not that for you, but there is a little bit of a pink shade in here that you might be able to just add as a little bit of something. I'm not gonna do it. I'm like, wait, no, I look already really glowy already. But you know, you can mix and match and use a whole bunch of things. I don't follow Natasha Denona on any like social media or anything like that, so I have no idea if I'm sure people have commented about just being the one palette. I'm sure they have, and I'm sure Natasha Denona said something. If not, obviously that's one thing, but I feel like it's just, hopefully, we hope that she's planning on coming out with more shades. I hope you guys hope, and I hope you guys ask for it, because honestly this palette is so delicious that I would love to use it all year long. So it just, again, depends on what you're looking for. This is all fingerprinty now, which is just gorgeous. Love making my makeup look used. So anyway, how much do I recommend it? I was gonna say 10 out of 10 recommend. I do not 10 out of 10 recommend. 7 out of 10 recommend. I feel like I would give it a solid 7. I would give it a solid 7 because the eyeshadows are delicious and I'm obsessed with this color so freaking much. Again, I would repurchase this again just for this color. The bronzer works for me, so again, I would recommend it for that. The blush looks good at the end of my routine, so again, I'll give it that as well. So I have to give it credit where credit's due. Again, also, if you wanted to solely use this as an eyeshadow palette, that also works too. So that is very versatile, and I feel like for in that sense, a lot of people will be able to get use out of it. So depends on what you're using it for, but I would give it a solid 7. The quality is good. And yes, you could pop them out too. Not that everyone just goes popping them out, but that might be nice too, if there was any like mattes in one of your other palettes that I'm gonna see, that I would like take on vacation with me. I think they're the same shade. I mean, same size. No! Sorry, I'm screaming. I think this one's a little bit bigger pan size wise. Yeah, right? A little bit bigger. Well, anyway, if you have a pan size that fits in here, it might be fun to switch, mix and match if you guys don't want to bring all of these like shimmers on vacation, you know, anything like that. So you will definitely be seeing more of this palette, so fret not. If you have any requests, I should say, definitely let me know down below. Stay tuned to Friday's video. I go into depth about the rest of my routine. We do a whole nother look, but it's just like my go-to routine, and I know that I'm going to be wearing it all spring, and so I'm super excited to share with you. So definitely hit the subscribe button if you have not already. Put on your notifications if you want to get notified when I upload. I never say that, so I'll let today be the first time. Oh, let me find a scripture. So the scripture for today says, God's wonderful grace rules, giving us right standing with God and resulting in eternal life through Jesus Christ. That's from Romans 5:21. That is it for this video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.